What's up, everyone? Welcome back to episode 37 of the You Might Be Surprised podcast. Goddamn, I spilled water everywhere. What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing better than me. I just spilled water everywhere on my seat, but we're rocking with it. I'm gonna keep on going because I'm a professional podcaster now. That I am. 37 episodes. I think once you hit 37 episodes, you're like, you're professional. No matter how many downloads you get or anything, it's just how it is. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. So what's up, everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the podcast, dude. Welcome back to the podcast. Let's get this out of the way. My socials, follow them. YMBS Chris on everything. Follow the podcast. You Might Be Surprised. It's available on every podcasting network, on YouTube, and I'm also on Instagram, dude. And Instagram's pretty cool because I take the highlights and I combine them, and I make cool little 1 to 2 minute videos. So if you don't want to listen to me talk for half an hour, you can go and follow that. We're popping over there, dude. We are popping. We're popping. Sometimes I talk way too much. I'm like, You feel? Yeah. So, let's talk about last week's podcast. Not a normal You Might Be Surprised podcast. I was hot raging mad at the stock market, and my life recently has me just staring at my phone because of the stock market. Currently down $600 in meme stocks, and I don't even care. I'm just like, I got caught up in the hype, stocks was trending everywhere, and the beginning of the year, I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna start putting in money into the stock market. My goal was to make $100 every month, and then all of a sudden I started out with $250, and then that $250 turned into me putting in another 100, and then off that another 100, I now have $1,100 into the stock market, but my equity is $600. I'm not doing so hot. Man. But yeah, I'm sitting here chilling, sipping on some water because it's currently 10:41 in the morning. Normally I'd be sipping on some whiskey or some wine or drinking a beer, but it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I don't really feel like getting shit-faced at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm an adult and I got things to do, bro. I wish I could drink at 10 o'clock in the morning because day drinking is so much better than night drinking. I don't know why. If you are in college or if you've been in college, you always know that the day that you set aside to day drink is so much better than drinking at night. It's just things get more wild, a lot more conversations happen. It's a vibe, dude. It's a vibe. So how have I been doing and how have you guys been doing? I hope you guys have been doing well. I've been kind of chilling, dude. My life has just been so... I feel like I've just hit a rut. I'm working on a ton of things that I think could be cool to do. The podcast, I'm always working on that. I'm also been my obsession lately has been creating clothing brands or creating clothing designs. And I've been working on that because it's a cool way for me to make money online. So that is in the works. It has nothing to do with You Might Be Surprised. It's something completely different. And I'm excited to share with you guys whenever that gets going. But yeah, man, those stocks really screwed me up. I just keep looking at my phone all the time, and it's terrible. And I came to the realization that Twitter can make you believe anything. If you search just hashtag GME, which is the GameStop tick, you will literally start believing in literally 2 minutes that you're gonna make thousands of dollars if you just buy GameStop. It's literally ridiculous. I got caught up in so much of the hype, and then I started thinking what else could just be hype. I feel like all Twitter is, I mean, all social media is like a highlight reel. And the second that you start like indulging yourself way too much into it, you're like, that's when problems start happening. And that's when, from my example, you start putting in $1,000 into the stock market, into stocks that are inflated, and then you lose 600 of it. Literally, my cash just went nowhere. And it's a lesson that I learned. Don't play the short game. Always play the long game, dude. When you start playing the short run game, that's when things get a little dicey. And whenever you start playing the long run game of stocks or of anything in life, that's where it's at. It's kind of like starting a podcast or starting a YouTube channel. Like you want the success like right away, when in reality you kind of want like a slow burn, and you have to enjoy the journey, dude. You have to enjoy the journey. What else did I write about the stock market, dude? Thought I had things written down. But yeah. Let's get this out of the way. Tampa Bay is winning the Super Bowl, in my opinion. That's this week, and that's tomorrow, actually. So you'll be listening to this on Monday the 8th. I have a cool new watch. I have a cool new digital watch because I want to be in the 90s, dude. It tells me the date, So Monday the 8th, Tampa Bay is going to win the Super Bowl. It is how it is. I don't talk about sports much on this podcast, but it's going to happen. That reminds me of a story that I had in college. My freshman year, I roomed with this guy who was the biggest Patriots fan, a.k.a. a Tom Brady dick rider. And I just remember me and my friend getting into like a heated conversation where we were screaming and yelling about the best quarterback to ever play the game. And of course he was like, oh, Tom Brady, dude, Tom Brady. And I was like, oh, Peyton Manning, dude. And to break it all down, if Tom Brady wins, my dog's barking. Shut up. He's still going. If Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl, I mean, he's hands down the best, dude. Hands down the best. So if I had cash, I would, if I was a betting man, like I have been lately, I would put $1,000 on Tampa Bay. Haven't watched a single game of football, so I don't know. But if I were to bet, it'd be on Tampa Bay. And honestly, now that I say that, whoever they're playing, the Chiefs, they're going to win. Just because I wanted to bet on Tampa Bay. Dude, this hasn't gotten any easier. Conversation and things like that. I write down things and I get confused in my head. Like, yeah, man. I started carrying around a knife. Because is anyone else like this? I know some people are, okay? Where they start like getting into random shit that you see online. This goes back to Twitter, dude. So recently I started getting into like I love watches. I have about 6 of them. I just like that. I just like how sleek it is, and also it just adds something to your style. Like it can make a style go from a B to an A just by putting on a piece of metal on your wrist. It just makes you look classy. It makes you look like you know what you're doing, okay? So I've recently been obsessed with watches, and whenever you start looking at something, Instagram's like, hey, let's just bombard your freaking account with shit that you like to look at, which is fine by me, but also don't. And so I found out that there's this thing called EDC, everyday carry, and like the standard everyday carry for like a man is a wallet, a watch, a knife, and a flashlight, and a pen, and notebook. Also, who has all that in their pockets? Like what? I don't like. What do you like? Do you have jeans that I don't? Are your pockets that larger than mine? Like, I don't understand how anybody can carry all that stuff in their pockets, and who would want to carry that every single day? Right? Like, the things I carry every single day are my watch, phone, knife. I started carrying a knife, dude. I started carrying a knife because of these everyday carry things. And yeah, like once you start carrying a knife for the first time, you start like all you want to do is use it. Like you start carrying it and you're like what am I going to use this for? Like you start taking out in like random spots that you shouldn't be taking it out at. Like I was at the gas station, I forgot I had my knife in my pocket, and I was just sitting there chilling, and I took out the knife, I flipped it open, flipped it back, and flipped it open. And then I realized that people were staring at me. They're like, why do you just have a knife just flinging it around and throwing it up in the air and catching it? I was like, oh yeah, knives are kind of dangerous and people are going to think I'm a freaking psychopath. So, so don't do that. But, now I'm like contemplating like I should buy myself like a $200 knife. I don't know why, but like I just do, I want it. It's like shoes. It's the exact same thing with shoes. These retro Jordans, dude, that I've been wanting for a long time. I just haven't pulled the trigger on them because they're $350. Because why do I need $350 shoes when I can just buy $70 Vans and look fan-fucking-tastic, right? Like I don't get it, but like I want it. And then I'm like, well, I'm in debt, and I have a car bill. And I'm 24, still trying to figure out my life. Like, do I need a $200 knife? And yeah, probably. It'd be cool. I'm obsessed with buying luxury things that shouldn't be luxury. Like this mic. Like, like this mic. Yeah, man. Go Tampa. Also, we could talk about this. That was in the news. I feel like I can weigh in on this situation because I listen to metal music, dude. Did you see that Marilyn Manson, his abuse story thing? I want to weigh in on this. If you thought that was shocking, what are you doing? Like, do you not see the way he looks? There's a reason he looks like that. And 20% of it is the music. And the other 80% is because psychopath. It was only a matter of time until somebody like that came out. And till like it came out. It's babada. Talking way too fast. It was only a matter of time until something like that came out. And you heard that he was weird and abusive, because no person looks like that and goes to like Bible study, dude. Like, look at the dude. He's a 80s rock legend. Of course he abused women. That's just how it is, or that's just how it was. And I'm so thankful that these people are speaking out. But like people who are shocked about this, huh? What? Like, I don't get, like, I don't get the shock value. Also, Marilyn Manson's not his real name, big shocker. His real name is Brian Warner. Oh, such a basic name. But imagine being a rock star with the name of Brian Warner. Oh my God. Of course, I don't even, like, Marilyn Manson's the band, but like that's also him. So I wonder how that even came to be. Like, all right, I'm going to become a rock star. And the band's going to be called Brian Warner. And we're going to sell out shows, and we're going to go down in history as one of the greatest rock bands ever. And the drummer was probably like, dude, no, we need to be called Marilyn Manson. And yeah, that's probably how it went. Yeah. It surprised me too that one of the not the abusers, one of the abusees, such a weird way to put it, was the star from Westworld. I was like, oh, that's just because I've been obsessed with that show, and I binge watched the whole thing. And I was like, oh, that's crazy that she was involved with him at a young age. It's crazy how small the world really is. I know people who like watch these shows and things like that see these people as like these crazy untouchable objects, but in reality they're just human like you and me. And it's even crazier how small of a world it can be, that like some huge dude can then find a girl in a weird way, but then the girl blows up and now she has the power to shut him down. It's like that's such a small world, dude. Such a small world. You just have to go out there and enjoy the damn thing, dude. Enjoy the damn thing. Which brings me back to the whole Twitter thing. Everything's going back to Twitter. I think it's kind of fascinating how weird people connect us, and we get to see a lot of those weird people on Twitter. Like, if you really think about it, any time that there is a weird person doing something stupid or doing something crazy or just doing something weird in general, it kind of unites people, especially online, especially on like social media. Like we can just look back at any person that did anything crazy. Like, let's just start off with Marilyn Manson, dude. That like brought us together as a human society when we all demonized him for being a piece of shit human that he probably is, and it just bounds us together. Like, even like weird people, like we can even look at this politically, dude. Like the dude that wore the Viking helmet and stormed the Capitol. Like, most people like got on board and was like, hey, that dude should go to jail, and he went to jail. But without that weirdness, like the Capitol thing, it's still crazy, but it wouldn't be as fascinating because there's weird people doing weird shit. It's just like the same thing. Like we can even take this to like a whole nother level of like we can even look at this as such as like fame wise. Like, look at any rapper. They have to look weird. They have to dress in these stupid things to get popularized, because when you see a rapper with gold teeth, gold chains, gold watches, and they're not, and they make a country song, like no one's going to talk about that. But the fact that, I spoke too fast again. If you see a rapper with all that bling, right, and his songs are trash, no one really cares. Most of the time you're just looking at him and you're like, oh, that dude's super weird, and that brings people to it. Like, think about Post Malone. Post Malone's a great freaking artist, but he's a little weird because he has all these tattoos on his neck, on his head, and that draws attention to him, and people gang up on that, and then they're like, oh wait, he actually makes bangers. It's just crazy. And like, even like, to even go back and talk about the stock market, the CEO of Robinhood, Vlad, we all ganged up on him because he decided to do something weird, aka shut the American people down from trading stocks. And even that, it's just like without weird people, we don't unite. If everybody was normal, we couldn't unite about anything. Weird random thoughts with Chris, dude. Weird random thoughts with Chris. Have I talked about everything that I want to talk about? Yeah, I kind of did. Dude, this podcast doesn't get any easier, man. Like, every single time I think I have great ideas, I feel like I talk about this way too much. Every single time I think I have great ideas, and then I sit down and actually do, like, talking to the mic, I'm like, oh, like, maybe I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. Every single week I'm like, okay, what am I going to talk about on this week's podcast? And I find something to talk about each week. And I'm still finding my rhythm with all this. I haven't been podcasting for a year, but like, I feel like I'm not doing a good job. Does that make sense? If you're listening to this, tweet at me and tell me what you think I should be doing more of. Like, maybe I'm not going into much detail, and maybe I should spend more time finding these topics. Maybe. Or maybe I just don't have like the knack to talk about things or to bring weird perspectives. Or maybe I have so much damn shit on my mind of trying to be successful and being 24 and not really knowing what the hell I'm doing with my life, that it is holding me back from creating good content. Or maybe I'm just doing just fine and I'm riding the wave. I mean, my numbers are growing every single time I put out a podcast, so I'm doing something kind of good, right? Maybe I should just talk about more about my life. I mean, I can talk about this real quick. I came to the realization that I'm only 24. It used to be like, oh, I'm 24, my life's going to shit. Now it's, oh, I'm only 24, and the only thing I do is work, go to the gym, and sit in my room and create content. Like, I need to go out and experience life, and this goddamn pandemic is just really like holding me back. Like, I was talking with one of my friends, and I was like, dude, like, as a 24-year-old, I haven't been drunk in a year. It's been close to a year since I haven't been drunk, just because I don't go out, I don't be social, and not saying like I necessarily want to be drunk all the time, but like, I haven't gone out and partied. I haven't seen my friends in such a very long time, and it's like I'm only 24, and I feel like I'm losing my youth, and I'm not doing anything youthful. Like, I'm so concentrated on like, oh, how can I make money online? How can I better myself in my career, that sometimes I forget to sit back and just relax. And like, I look at my phone a lot, and especially like all the time because of the stock market stuff. And I look at my phone a lot, and I'm just like when I get my weekly like phone stuff, like I count that as my relaxation time. So I get average like on my phone like maybe like 10 hours a week. So like an hour and a half to 2 hours a day on my phone. I'm like that's my downtime, but then it's just like what else can I be doing? Like, I'm so caught up in like trying to like be successful and trying to do something more with my life, so I'm not just working a stupid 9-to-5 job, that like sometimes I forget to live and just like to calm down and like go and like take days and go see family or go see friends, even though like that's the reason why I hate 9-to-5 jobs, or jobs that just like kind of push you down. You can't really do anything. It's really something that I truly think about all the time, is like, if I don't do something now where I can start building myself online, because I really truly think that that's like the thing to do, that like I'm just gonna be stuck working at a shitty job and just being mediocre. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, some people love that. I'm not saying like the mediocre part. I'm saying like the normalcy. Not me. I'm constantly trying to do stuff. And every single time I sit down and like I don't do anything, and in the back of my head is like do more. And it goes back to the whole thing of like wanting success now, like playing the short term in the stock market. Like that, like quick success is only good for like a week, and then you're like, okay, now I have to double this again. And if you shoot up right away, it's really disheartening, and you lose encouragement to keep going. So like the slow burn, seeing the numbers go up on the podcast, seeing my engagement go up on everything that I do, because I'm starting from scratch, and I'm doing this all by myself, dude. So I try to be funny. It's the You Might Be Surprised podcast, man. You might be surprised what I talk about. Some episodes are gonna be funnier than the others. Sometimes I'm gonna have a podcast guest. I started this podcast so I can get out my thoughts to the people and just put it out there and see what happens, and also to connect with cool people. I already connected with this girl from if you remember a couple podcasts ago, I'm going to butcher her name again, Elise Eftos. Also thought of a hilarious joke that I need to tell her. Something about F tossing her ass out of Australia. I'll just clip that and send that to her. She'll get a kick about it. But like, I like meeting people. I like doing cool things and doing things like that. And it'd be cool to make a career out of it, dude. A career out of it. So that's my thinking process. This podcast is not bad, dude. I think I'm way too hard. I think I'm way too hard on myself. Like, no one else is out here doing the shit I'm doing. I'm doing me all the time, 'cause I got no girlfriend. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up the podcast here. This was a wild one. We talked about some good stuff, dude. We talked about some good stuff. I need to get like a desk with a computer and hook that up so we can like start reacting to videos and like going off of that type of stuff and like doing a little bit more stuff. Maybe that's what I should shoot for. Finish out my 1 year doing podcasts like this, and then for year 2, really start knocking down, get a desk, some lights, kind of locking and loading with that. Start my clothing brand that I've been doing. Start vlogging, taking cool photos and shit, man. I'm excited for the future. It's just like things are slowly rolling into place. At least I hope, or I'm just gonna lose thousands of dollars into marketing a clothing brand. But hey, man, you only live once, and you might as well do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because if you don't, you're going to look back your whole life thinking, why the fuck didn't I do more? So, I'm going to end the podcast here. Follow my socials. They're all down below. If you're listening to the podcast through your ears only, leave a review, subscribe, follow. New podcast drop every Monday. And, yeah, man, you guys are my therapy session that I don't have to pay for. Just kidding. I paid a lot of money for you guys. So yeah, I've been Chris. You've been beautiful. Try something new. You might be surprised what happens. Peace, guys.